you who never came across Janine Morigeau, her channel is called Tarot by Janine, and she also has the second channel, which is Sending Ravens. So if you come across us for the first time, the channels that Janine has will be down below. So good luck, you're gonna get hooked. Hi, Janine, you look beautiful. I think you did your hair, like a haircut or something. It looks
Yeah,
beautiful.
I got it colored a little bit. So she put sort of blue, black, and some purple in it, but you can't really see the purple until you get it in the right light.
It looks beautiful. I have to tell you, very much like a French Parisian elegant lady. What did you drop? What card did you drop?
One of the cards I dropped, 5 of Wands. So some kind of duking something out. That card's a little bit in conflict. So I wonder where it'll come up. Something you're going to ask about probably has a conflict to it, maybe.
Okay, shall we start?
Yeah, let's start.
I think, pretty neat question today as well.
Okay.
So I was thinking to investigate a little bit more on our previous discoveries, Janine. And my first question will be about Melania.
Okay.
Does she know that she has the royal blood, if she's related to Anastasia? But
No.
before I ask this question, I want to say this, because the grandmother of Anastasia was Queen Victoria.
Ooh.
So we are talking here not just the Russian royal family, but also connection with the British royal family.
Wow, that's interesting. I feel like to be really powerful, mixing the good and the bad is probably something they would do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when Jean-Claude and I explored Trump's family background, there was a history of a mixing of dark cult with really powerful, even off-worlder energy. I think that's a thing.
So that was on the Trump's, on Mr. T side. Okay.
Yeah.
But her side, you know, you remember that visit, that famous visit in Buckingham Palace when she was wearing the white outfit with the white hat?
Yeah.
And now, knowing what we know, I wonder, because Queen Elizabeth, if this is the case, if she has a royal bloodline, she knew it. So I would like to know if Melania knows that.
Yeah. I wonder if the white hat, white outfit was a signal to the white hats.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if she knew, if she knows of her connection to what the off-worlder and very sort of queenly almost sort of bloodline from that side.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
There is a lot of connection in this.
Okay. What's your weather like there, Anya?
Oh my gosh, Janine, it's so hot, like it's not even funny. It's so hot. It's very humid. It's very hot.
Wow.
Yeah. And how is your weather? Is it snowing, not snowing? What's happening there?
No snow, warm, not really hot or anything, but warm and really nice, actually. It's perfect, sort of perfect weather, sort of t-shirt weather, but not sweltering or too warm at all, just right.
That's perfect. You never know with Calgary. It's all over.
Yeah, you never, even by tonight, we don't know what it's going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got 5 and 4 and.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, she might have just recently found out, actually, because this card indicates maybe she underestimated herself in the past. And this card is a gateway or coming through, sort of having a breakthrough. You could even call it a breakthrough card. I think she's recently had a breakthrough about her lineage. Maybe nobody told her till recently or something.
Okay.
Because I think it's been quite recent. And maybe what I mean by recent, because it's universally recent. So we would consider recent like a couple of days ago. But I think it was since her son was a certain age, they filled her in on. And I don't even think she birthed that boy, by the way. But, you know, She's raising him as her son. They filled her in on her lineage. Because in the past, I feel like she didn't know, but she did know about her, the dark side of her lineage. She did know about that.
Okay. So you know
Yeah,
what?
she's been recently told about it.
Okay.
Because that card moves you out of troubled water from something that was kept hidden. So yeah, this is recent for her, I'd say in the last 6 years.
All right. Thank you, Janine. You know what? I wasn't expecting to ask you that question, but I will hold on because of the boy. You just brought up the boy, so I have to ask because then people, go bananas with the comments.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to wait now with this, but I want to continue with the story of the bloodline. So there was this comment circulating around that she was a gift to Mr. T from Vladimir Putin. Okay.
Okay.
And I have to tell you, I just literally came across this before we started our talk, Janine, because he's very mysterious with his bloodline, Putin, very mysterious. And when I look at this, I did some little research. It shows like he actually could be related to German royal family, like Louis Ferdinand, Prince of Prussia. So I want to know if she was a gift to Mr. T, and then if there is like Putin knew that there is the bloodline in her, like from royals.
No, she wasn't given. So
Okay.
nobody had the ability to give her to anybody.
Good.
It was a well-liked match though. And it was very much a contrived match. So not that she was like a piece of clothing to be given,
Right.
but
Yeah.
it was absolutely, they put her in front of him on purpose because they knew he needed somebody like her. And somehow she was just a lot of ingredients that he'd like. Okay, so we saw that before.
Who is they?
I'm thinking the good guys. I think they had, because they've been around for maybe even as long as the bad guys, is what I'm starting to think.
Mhm.
Right? Who has become now and what is known as the White Hats. If they've got galactic and off-worlder connection, which I believe they do, obviously they do. It brings it to a whole nother level where this war in the background's been going on since the beginning of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
The bad guys have appeared to be winning the last maybe thousands of years, but it looks like we got the upper hand on them and we're about to take them right out of here for 1,000 years anyway. Do you know what I mean? I really, really believe that's true. So it looks like sort of it's been orchestrated by the powers that be that became or are now known as the Alliance and the White Hats. Because they were thinking about Mr. T is going to be their man.
Yes. Yes.
And he's going to need somebody by his side who they can trust. And so they orchestrated it, but I don't get anyone had the ability to hand her to him like a gift. Okay, I don't.
You, I never like that saying, by the way. I just want to clarify this. I never like that saying. It's very humiliating,
Yeah, she's her own woman, like whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, she's her own person anyway.
So Janine, let's look at this boy. I really didn't want to talk about it, but let's look if her son is her son.
Okay. Did she birth Baron? Is that what you want to know? Okay, well, there's all these aces around it, but then there's the 3 of Swords. So I'm getting a feeling she loves Baron like her son, because that's a very loving card. Okay. And he makes her very happy. There's a lot of joy around him concerning, but I don't think she can have children. because all of a sudden this card takes that off the potential. But she absolutely loves him like a son. So I think somebody else might have birthed him.
Okay.
Is she known to have any other children? Is that something anyone talks about?
But you know, this is just my sense, but I want to ask, I somehow don't feel that, but I want to ask, so is Diana the mother?
Okay. And the 6. Temperance. No, no,
Okay.
no.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for saying this. Thank you. Because I know there's like a lot of people believe that. Okay.
No, I don't get that.
Thank you.
Maybe they had a surrogate situation.
Thank you. So it's like the son. It might not be that she gave birth to him, but it's her son. She has this connection.
She definitely treats him like us. I wonder if there's any DNA connection. Why don't we check that?
Yeah, very good point. Because I can see the love, like she loves him so much, you can see it.
Yep. Even the cards would agree with that. Yeah.
Okay. It's fascinating.
Okay, this is really interesting. So there's some kind of family connection, but not directly her DNA either. Interesting. But somebody in the family line of the alien connection or Pleiadians. Didn't we nail it down to Pleiadians maybe? So off-worlder type connection in that line of the family, but not maybe this card's a relative of hers, but maybe not directly her DNA. So somebody's DNA to bring in this, he's got off-worlder and he's a really old soul.
Amazing, Janine, amazing. Thank you, I love it. It's really fascinating stuff. I love this, it's like a mystery.
Okay, so I asked, is Donald Trump the father? Yes.
Okay.
So they used, however they did it, but Donald Trump's got the DNA in there, but somebody related to Melania has had input in his DNA. So they're creating these children. I mean, we've been seeing that for a while. In lots of different videos, I've been seeing that they do these very interesting manipulations just to get the right bloodlines. And apparently that's so important, you know, like who'd have thought, right? But I guess it is.
So let's go into 1995 in New York City. And there was a meeting between JFK Jr. and Princess Diana. So I would like to know if they have discussed, Janine, during that meeting, how they will stage their passing over.
There was a meeting between JFK Jr. and Diana?
Yeah, 1995 in New York City.
Wow. And what year did she leave?
1997, and he left 1999.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I feel they talk about it in that meeting. So if you could look it up, it would be great. Let's see what's happening there.
Yep.
Got it. I felt it.
They made future plans and kept in touch going forward. Yeah. So both of them knew people were out to get them. Yeah. And it's about them being safe from being taken off the earth plane. But they did it in a safe way. So not the way was planned. So there was plans to take them off the earth plane from the bad guys, obviously.
Yeah.
But they were keeping ahead of those plans by having their own plan.
Amazing. I felt
Which kind of makes sense because Diana, don't forget, she changed vehicles right at the last minute. right there. Like that could have been a dummy in the car. That could have been a double. And they say that whoever was in the car, if they say it's her, didn't seem to have the kind of injuries to take them off the earth plane. Yet an hour and some minutes later, it should have taken minutes to get to the nearest hospital. It took over an hour. Okay, so what were they doing in that hour? And, maybe they were just manipulating the scene or whatever, weird things going on, obviously. So much suspicion, and then not even investigating the crash.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's the first clue right there that this is a manipulation.
It is. And actually, I have to tell you, I don't want to take a long time now explaining to people, because I really did a lot of research in her passing. And there are so many points in that they removed the witness, the first witness, the scene was clean, literally 45 minutes, like an hour after, which never happens with this type of caliber of importance. Never happens.
Yeah.
Ever. You always have this guarded, you cannot enter, and people were able literally to drive through this tunnel. It's a lot. Okay, so we know.
And why on earth would didn't they do something funny didn't they cremate her or something weird? Yeah, like it's like, yeah, I don't think they would have done that and she wasn't even on British soil yet. That was in France or some weird thing. France,
exactly. Yep.
It was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was so bad.
Why would they do that? That doesn't make any sense.
No, it was pathetic, Janine. The whole investigation actually was dropped. It was just ridiculous.
What a big cover up, hey?
Like ridiculous. So now let's, you know what? When last time we spoke, Janine, and I asked you when the script for the movie was written. Now, actually, I would like to ask you who wrote the script.
Yeah, because it's quite a movie. It's like, whose idea was this? Oh my goodness.
Never ending, like telenovela.
Yeah, the never ending story. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And some people are saying it's going to drag on for a whole nother year at least. And I'm like, no way. Nobody's going to be watching it. Okay. We're all going to shut off the movie because there's no way.
Just go and hug the trees.
And furthermore, I'm not manifesting that. So I won't even, I'm not even going to give that energy, because no way. And we all need to not give any energy to that, because that is just not, that will absolutely not happen on my watch. I'm not doing another year of this movie.
Can you imagine? They are testing people's patience.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So we've got the 9 of Pentacles and the Empress.
Right.
But then we've got the writer.
Oh, I love writers.
Yeah. So a writer wrote it. So that makes a lot of sense. Okay. 9 of Pentacles, but also a woman. So there was a woman involved in the writing, a very powerful and benevolent, loving and beautiful woman. She had input, lots of different inputs here. I don't think it was 3 different people at least. There were several people involved, 3 anyway, because that's a concerted effort between a team.
Okay, this is so exciting, because I'm literally, I was receiving this before you read it, and I'm like, let's confirm with Janine. Okay, this comes back all full circle. So is the script written by JFK Jr., Mr. T, and that woman who you discovered last time, Janine, that she invested in the movie? That could be the one. Investors was Mnuchin, but I'm talking the script. Mr. T, JFK Jr., and that woman.
Okay. She was a bit of a ginger, that one?
Yes.
Okay. Let's have a look.
And it's not Sidney Powell. If she's a writer, hey.
Okay, whoever it was, a lot of the script was sent spiritually to them. So I think one of the people involved was very intuitive and was getting intuitive input and downloads. to how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so because from like otherworldly input, because this is a positive card that actually well aspects this one, which is usually not so good. But because this was first and it's so positive, it turns this into the other meanings of the moon, which could be like not of the earth plane, elusive, they don't want to be known. So an energy channeled to one of those writers
Okay.
that doesn't want to be named.
Okay.
Okay, and they're not from Earth.
Okay.
So it's been, some of it was channeled
Okay.
from off world or spirit world, or yeah, because then we've got the star in the middle, which could even be like one of the stars in the universe, right? So
Okay.
yeah, so anyway, some other part in the universe with some of this was channeled. Okay, surrender to, I think the woman that you're saying didn't have a part in it. And I'm not sure even Donald Trump did in the writing.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he didn't write it. He didn't have a part in the writing.
Okay.
It was written, and it's been written as it goes as well, like, because this card is a work in progress. And I feel like they're utilizing some really psychic energy to put it together.
Okay.
So let's see if JFK was. So the woman, the ginger woman, she seems like she's just an investor and maybe has invested interest. Donald Trump seems to be obviously the lead act, a big part of the act. Okay, but not necessarily, he did not have something to do with writing it. So that's those two out. Let's see if JFK had anything to do with the writing of the script, right? Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Nope. I think the people writing it are unknowns. They're not in the public eye, maybe on purpose.
Okay. Thank you, Janine. It's good to know. It's interesting, really interesting. So my next question is, on the 28th of October, 2017, 16+1 had the first post, the first drop.
Yep.
I want to know if that came from a woman and her first name is with T, not Mr. T, a woman with T. I don't want to reveal it here, but I tell you later.
Big ol' yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay, got it. So that's,
wow.
yes.
Isn't that exciting?
Yes. So powerful. It's all good because she knows what's happening.
Okay.
Love it. I love it.
Oh, that is really exciting.
It is exciting. Yeah, she's in it. She's on it and she's in it. And
oh, that's great.
Yep. So Janine, when we gonna see the first tribunal?
Oh, great. Great question. I can't wait. Honestly, I'll witness them all.
You'll be watching 24/7.
Yeah, with the crimes against children and humanity. Like, oh my goodness.
I know.
Yeah. I'll
it's gonna take forever, huh? It's gonna take forever, all of those people.
Well, we're getting really close because this card's it's a long drawn out ending type card and it's been really hard. Yes, it has. And then the judgment card. So that feels like that's like the wake up's imminent. So I think that's coming because that's in the right now. The past was all the strategies that got us exactly where we're sitting, which feels like we're right at that, you know, end part of the movie kind of thing. There's still a lot of people working out deals and trying to make deals for their how they're going to spend their life or not going to spend it, or how they're leaving, or whatever kind of options they might be given depending on what kind of information they might be sharing. So that's still ongoing. Okay. 5, and there's going to be some bumpy road coming up for the humanity. I know Juano Savan, and a lot of people write me and say, oh, don't listen to Juano Savan, but I'm still thinking there's validity in what he says, as far as I can see so far in the cards anyway. So so far I'm like keeping open to his input. And what he's been saying is that there's a near-death experience for humanity. Well, I think we're in it. I mean, we're in the middle of it. Like we've all changed so much since the original lockdown, and like so many truthers knew about this stuff years and years ago, but a lot of us woke up at about 2019, sort of early, right? Was that when the first lockdown happened? Was it March 29? Like, it's been so long now.
March 2020, Janine.
Was it 2020? Okay.
Yeah, it feels like forever, I know.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, so that makes sense that, we are like in a near-death experience, okay? So there's a few more bumps, like this card's a little bumpy, but it's only a minor arcana, so it's not, I don't think, it's doable. You guys, it's gonna be doable, just like, let's just buckle up and get her done here, like this is but this 5 is not a year or years, or this is sooner than that. This could be weeks.
Okay,
this could be weeks, because swords are days, hours, days, or weeks.
so this we are talking like around what?
Hours, days, or
around
weeks.
July, Janine? Around July?
Yeah, maybe the very beginning of it, or the very end of June, or the very beginning of July. And this is a July card, so that's interesting, because this guy would be a water sign, so Cancer. So anytime after June 21st, that's when you begin Cancer, the time of Cancer, June 21st to July 21st. So sometime in that frame, I'd say, we would see the first, or hear about, like maybe even get a glimpse of what's going on in the tribunals.
Okay, you know what I'm doing now? I'm sorry, I don't want to be rude, but I'm just checking what is the astrology sign of Mr. T.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure.
Gemini.
But is he like on the cusp of Gemini and Cancer?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, so wow, so that's coming this year. I actually feel not so much that experience, Janine, I'll be honest with you. I feel a totally rebirth experience.
Yeah. Isn't he June 6th?
Mm-hmm. I think,
yeah, I think he is. So that he's not on the cusp. He's right smack in the middle of June. Like that makes him right in the middle of Gemini.
Gemini. Okay. All right. When the gold standard will be finally announced?
When it will be
announced, like officially, like.
Again, we've got that imminent card, right? That's the wake up card. So a certain amount of people have to be sort of ready to hear about it, right? Because it will be a shocking surprise for so many. So that's why it's on hold for now.
Mm-hmm.
They've been waiting for sort of the atmosphere to be ready. That's been going on in the background, by the way. I feel like even in February or March, it got put in there. Under like just like there's a shadow government in the US that's now Mr. T, and according to Guy, there's always been a shadow government.
And Guy knows.
It was the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
And now the good guys took over, but they're the shadow government, and the other people are fakes. The Mr. B team. So it's like fascinating. It's like they're doing what the bad guys did to them. Mm-hmm. They've turned it all on them. Yeah, and I guess that's what you got to do when you're fighting demonic bad guys. You know what I'm saying? Makes kind of sense, right? Okay, so we're asking when's the, yeah, so it's already out there. We've got the Hierophant, the 7 and the 8. They're doing it in a really unique way that's very, very much keeping everything organized still. So it's not going to be chaos or anything. Over the next 2 months, it looks like.
That's, wow, it's coming. You know what, can I tell you, Janine, you have so many interviews that maybe you don't remember this, but since we started our videos while ago, I have to tell you, I remember you were, because I've asked you this before, okay, this is not the first time.
Yeah.
But your cards were exactly the same. And we are talking like November last year, after the event on the 3rd, like literally you were showing the same cards, like it's gonna happen. It's amazing because they are just saying exactly, they are repeating the same information. It's just the time is.
Yeah, it's good. It's good that I am actually incredibly forgetful. Most tarot readers are actually. First of all, I can't. How can I keep all of that information? I mean, I have thousands and thousands of clients, and that's not an exaggeration. Like over the years, 35 years of reading daily. Okay, and my profession, 6 days a week anyway, right? So that's absolutely a lot of people. So I could never remember all their details, like not even close, right? But also you're not supposed to. It's not an intellectual thing to read. And I just can't stress that enough. It's not about what your intellect says. Mm-hmm. Intellect is a tool. Okay. So an intellect keeps all of these facts and figures, but the facts and figures are coming from what you're reading and what you're observing and what you're told. Okay. But your intuition and what you're picking up and channeling is just coming up and through you, but it doesn't get stored somewhere in your intellect. Mm-hmm. And that's a good thing, because that would be too much to carry around, just for starters. And secondly, it makes you better at your job because you don't remember. It's like you're seeing somebody fresh every time. And even if they've been into your reading room 16 times, you can't remember all their details. And that's probably good for them.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's so true, because intuition is our superpower. You cannot, they can twist the intellectual informations on the mind level.
Sure they can.
Yeah, but on the soul, you know what, Janine, this is something actually personal. I want to ask you this. My grandmother, I had the strongest connection. So does tarot ever get tired? I know it's maybe a strange question, but.
Oh no, I kind of get what she's saying. Okay, if you asked something 15 times in a row and you didn't buy the first time you got the answer and you just weren't believing it and you wanted to manipulate the answer, you wanted a different answer, so you kept reading about it, right? Yeah, absolutely. They'll start messing with you, but it's not them that are messing. It's the higher universal energy that says you need to trust your instincts and trust what you got the first 6 times. Okay. After that, it's like too much. You're asking too much. And that's why I don't go over and over. I will look at things months later again, for sure, but I don't go over and over the same thing. Like people are always asking about, the results of.
Yes. Yeah.
The thing in your arm, and what I've talked about it so many times. It's like, okay, we're not going to talk about that anymore because we don't want to manifest all the bad stuff. So just go back and watch the videos. Okay. No, we're not going to ask about that 16 times more. Right. I get 50 emails a day about the same thing that I just talked about, 4 different videos. It's really irritating, I got to tell you. And it's like, go watch the videos. Okay. Yeah. But I get it, because sometimes it's hard to find exactly which video was saying that. Okay, I get it. But as a reader, it's quite frustrating. And yeah, so I think the reader gets tired,
Okay.
okay, of reiterating the same, but also the universe will try trick you. And all readers that I know agreed to this. They agree that your cards will start messing with you.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
And tricking you, and you know when they're doing it, you know what they're doing. Okay, they'll just get absurd answers just to make you realize you asked that 6 times. We're not talking about that anymore.
And you can see they are playing with you, Janine. Huh?
Oh yeah, the universe has a great sense of humor, by the way.
So can I ask you, I have 2 more questions, but can I ask you about, for you, is there like a particular time of the day or day of the week when you enjoy doing the readings the most? How is it for you?
Okay, I don't like starting my time before 10 a.m.
Okay.
So when I read professionally, which I don't do anymore, I don't read personal readings anymore. I just stopped at the beginning of this year. So I ended that 2020 at Christmas time. That December was my last month. I have maybe I got one or two people I might read, like really good friends that I've been, also made friends with, but mostly I'm not booking any readings. And, but when I did do it for a living, I never started till you were hard pressed to get a reading by 10 o'clock. It was more like 11 was working better for me.
Okay.
So early morning, and I have to sort of have a nice slow drink, a few coffees, get into my day. So for sure, I'm not an early morning reader. And interesting. So if I read a really long day and I had done many readings, I was actually maybe literally tired by say I did a really big day with 6 or 8 readings, which is huge. That's a huge day. 5 is plenty. But say I did a really big day, 6 even. Okay, so on my 6th reading late in the day, I might be super tired verbally, so I'm not as excited about it, but my spiritual muscle, right? So my channeling was brilliant by then. Like, so as I got cooking, so at the beginning, say you booked an 11 o'clock, because I started at 11, and by 11 o'clock reading, I'd have a lot of enthusiasm and personality for you. But reading might not be as intuitive. It'd still be very intuitive, but I'm way better at 5 o'clock that day after doing it all day.
Interesting.
Right. So the more I did, so I might verbally sound less or be less of a personality by 5 o'clock, but it's flowing intuitively. And I wonder if other readers feel the same.
Interesting, Janine. It's like the spirit was like warmed up.
Oh yeah, it's like it got all warmed up. And if I did a party, and this is hilarious. I'm a career reader. Okay, so I have different experiences than people that just play around with it, right? So I would do big parties, like Stampede time. I'd do at least 3 or 4 parties during Stampede, and usually the same companies would hire me because people would get to really like you, and every year they'd wait for that free reading they got at their big Stampede party, right? Because it was just a tradition of theirs, and it was fun to see the same people over and over, and you hadn't seen them for years. That was fun. Okay, so big parties are really hard to do for a good reader. You have to bring lozenges because your voice gets really worn out. You have to bring snacks in your purse because you'll only get a 20-minute to go to the washroom and grab a bite, right? In between 4 or 5 hours, they hired you and they're paying you by the hour, and you're going to do 20 people an hour sometimes.
It's a marathon. It's crazy marathon.
Really quick, that's what I would do sometimes. Wow. Some parties.
I remember
spend more time.
But then, like, look at you. You have it. You have it.
I love those parties. I would just be cooking, but you have to really prepare mentally. And then the next day, I didn't even want to talk to anybody. Like, I'm sitting on the couch the next day, relaxing. I'm going to zone out and not talk about anybody's stuff. So I'd always book a day off after a big party like that.
Incredible. I mean, honestly, it's just, no, you love it. This is like your life. It's truly
Yeah.
your life. You love it.
Yeah.
It's such a connection with it. So Janine, my question about tests.
Yeah.
I had this really like very professionally written here, but I don't want to read it because I know it will trigger the algorithm. So I pretty much what I want to say and ask is when those tests will completely end. Tests,
Oh.
not the thinky, but the tests. Like no
Yeah.
one requires this anymore.
Which a lot of people believe are dangerous as well.
Yeah, actually, I have this written here like really professionally, but I don't want to read because it will trigger, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna trigger because it's really good info.
Oh, good info equals trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Eh? We are in interesting times.
Can you believe this?
Yeah. Okay. So whoever's in charge of those things, powers that be that are repressing knowledge right now, man, their karma is going to get, their ass is getting kicked karmically.
Finally.
Okay. And down the road, there's going to be some big karmic stuff to pay for that over the lifetimes, repressing knowledge to humans on purpose because you don't want them to be aware of things. Yeah. Okay. They're going to be partially, whoever is involved in that in any way, yes, agrees to it, whatever level you're at. If you're doing that, okay, and you work for companies like this and you're one of those fact checkers, okay, there's going to be serious karma to pay, if not literally legal stuff for a lot of them up the line. Finally. Okay, because we're talking about repressing humanity and saving lives here, and or doing the opposite, like not saving, like helping them leave the earth plane because their knowledge was repressed. Okay, those people better really think about what side of this spiritual war they're on. If they're watching, they better be thinking about that, because the universe is not going to forgive them for that. No,
and I think they have some awareness at this point already.
Yeah, well, they better, and they better stop doing it. Okay, because yeah, history is not going to be kind to those people. They're going to look as bad as you know who looked in